Did you know that there was a resounding no in Australia around the
I hadn't seen the final results. I'd heard that was going to be the case from the early results.
It's not looking too positive for the yes.
Well, I think that's very positive for Australia because they have decided that they want their constitution to be devoid of racial discrimination, and that's how any country's constitution should be.
So he's celebrating the voice falling short. It's a little celebration there. I think it's fantastic.
I think it demonstrates that they don't really acknowledge the special place of their Indigenous people. That's what that says.
And nor should they. They should respect the rights of each individual human being. We've got to stop putting labels on people and saying that some people are born special and others aren't. I mean, I'm sorry.
Say it again, Jude. Make people hear what you just said. Say it again.
I don't think they have ever.
This is part of this argument the whole time. All these groups who people like David Seymour argue that they shouldn't be getting special treatment are all at the bottom of every social statistic. It's like if they're getting all these special privileges, why are they the bottom of every social statistic? Why are they doing it harder than everybody else?
Do you know what did make Aboriginal people special?
Tell me.
It used to be legal to hunt them.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty special. You could just clear them off your farm. They stole children and gave them to white families. That was their idea of helping.
Yeah.
And David Seymour thinks it's unimportant, that they shouldn't get any sort of special recognition, any sort of special redress. Fuck David Seymour. How about that?
Yeah, this is a thing that they don't seem to want to ever acknowledge. 1967. So that's not actually that long before I was born. I mean, I wasn't born in 1967, but it's not actually that long before I was born.
We're not talking the crazy olden days here.
And this is the thing I always try and educate people with. Sounds a bit patronizing, but I will. I'll say that. Educate people with. So if my grandfather was the wealthiest person in New Zealand, do you think that that would give my father a hand up? Of course it would. Do you think that would give me a hand up? Of course it would. My kids? Of course it would. How long, if my grandfather was the wealthiest person in New Zealand, how many generations do you think that would go before you'd see no positive impact? And I think most people would go quite a lot. So let's flip it. My grandfather was the worst treated person in New Zealand. Do you think that would affect my father? Of course it would. Do you think that would affect me? Of course it would. How far would that go before that harm committed on my grandfather was no part of someone's life? Seymour's ilk are the guys who go, yeah, that was in the past, just get on with things. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. And if you're talking 1967 for Aborigines, and if you're talking in the 1950s in New Zealand, Māori children were getting hit at school for speaking Māori, that's not that long ago. It's not that long ago. So people always agree that if it's a positive, it will carry through the generations, but if it's a negative, no. So when they say they're getting rid of cultural reportings out of courts, you fucking assholes. What are you trying to say? That a kid's upbringing is not going to affect them negatively? You would guarantee that if it was a wealthy upbringing, it would affect them positively, and they would see that in the courts because they'd have the money for the fucking lawyers. But if a kid has a negative or a bad upbringing, it's not going to affect them in courts? Go fuck yourself.
I'll tell you what that is about too, Pat. It's the word cultural. Like, it's that obvious. They don't. If they flag it as a cultural report, people's brains go cultural. Māori, Pacific. They don't think it's the same for everyone. It's actually what David really likes, is that it's something that happens for everyone.
Yeah,
I saw a report of a crime today where the guy was in court today or whatever. It was the court report. Drunk white guy driving around with his mates, took 2 pot shots at the Blenheim police station.
Oh.
Now, there was a cultural report for that, because you need to find out what road this guy has taken to thinking that 2 shotgun blasts at a police station was a good idea to do on a Friday night. Everybody has the ability to get a cultural report done. Because of that, the courts, and now me, know that guy started drinking and doing crimes from the age of 12. The judge described it as a pipeline to prison.
Yep.
But that's the sort of stuff that was disregarded, that was unknown when people went to court. You got their list of crimes, and that was it. And find out about their family history. But for most people, when they hear cultural report, they will think, Māori. So of course we don't want to do that.